Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about mounts and more specifically, I will go through what are, in my opinion, the top 10 mounts that we really need to have in World of Warcraft. So I'm sure that if you've been playing WoW for a couple of years or even if you're a new player, you probably realize that we have tons and tons of mounts in the game and many animals, many humanoids, many creatures, and many other things have been added as mounts. But I still think a lot of animals and other things should still be added as a mount. And so what I want to do in today's video is show you what are, in my opinion, some of the best animals and other humanoids that I think could be great mounts for players. So let's start at number 10. And at number 10, we're gonna have the Caterpillar. So Caterpillar has been a mount that has already been kind of mentioned by Blizzard when back in Shadowlands they did this contest and players were able to choose the mount they preferred. And one of the different options was the Caterpillar. So I definitely think this is something we might get in the future. So as you can see, we have quite a lot of different designs for some of these different Caterpillar mounts that could be added into the game. First, we have this one right here, and this one was part of the fan-made concept for Shadowlands. So as you can see, this one is pretty cute. It's a small Caterpillar. I think, if maybe they were able to put a better resolution on the mount, it would really, really look nice. Then next to that, we have some really good ones. So for instance, here, as you can see, this one would be a little bit bigger and basically you would have 3 different seats on the mount, which I think is really interesting. Then for instance, we have all these different ones right here. So as you can see, they all look great and we could have basically different Caterpillar mounts. So here they're all based on the different covenants in Shadowlands, but still we could definitely have different type of models and I think these look really, really nice. Then we also have this one right here again. A pretty nice one. And then another one that has already been pretty well developed is this one with the little carrot. And as you can see, this is a mount that could also fly. So this one is maybe not my favorite because it's very, very big, but still this is an interesting concept. After that, at number 9, I know a lot of you are going to think this is a little bit ridiculous, but I think we could definitely have a cow mount into the game. I know that we already have, for instance, bulls and everything, but still we don't have a classic cow. And I definitely think this is something that a lot of players would use and that could be really funny to add for players to use as a mount. So as you can see, someone, for instance, already worked on the concept and basically you would have this really normal model of a cow as the main mount. So basically it's this model right here. I do really think it could be funny and probably if we could have a better resolution, it could be really, really nice. But overall, I'm definitely in favor of having a cow mount into the game. After that, at number 8, one thing that I would love to see added into the game are different Whelps mounts. So basically baby dragons. I think that could be really, really interesting because they have really nice designs and I think it could really add something special. And especially right now, we're still in Dragonflight, so maybe there's still hope that one day we will get one of these different Whelpings mounts. So just to give you a few ideas, for instance, I find this one really, really cool. Same with this one right here. And then you have all the other ones that sometimes even matches some of the different raid bosses. But overall, I think it could be really cool to have some of these different Whelpings added as mounts in the game. After that, at number 7, we will have the Giraffe mount. So I'm actually surprised that Giraffes never made it as a mount before that. And as you will see, there's already plenty of people who thought about adding giraffes as mounts into the game. And so definitely this is something that I hope in the future we will be able to get. So as you can see, for instance, here, this person, Jose Martin Lorente Bernal, did a really good job at creating one of these different giraffe mounts. And especially, I think the whole point of this one was to get basically a vicious mount. So these really look really, really nice in my opinion. And as you can see, you will have some with more or less armors. But overall, this is definitely something that I think a lot of players would be really happy to get. And it would just make it a little bit more interesting because we really don't have any mounts similar to that outside of probably the Brutosaur. After that, at number 6, we're gonna have the Squirrel mount. So if you've seen the thumbnail, you already know what I mean. I do think squirrels could be really nice, and maybe they could add something fun, like you can climb the trees and climb things pretty easily with the mount. Who knows? But still, this is something that I really hope one day we will have in the game as well. And so here again, we have a really good concept that was designed by Natalia Merani Pozzi, and as you can see, it looks absolutely gorgeous. So this is the mount. I really love all the details on it. For instance, here, as you can see, you have everything drawn even on the bag. The colors look really nice. So if one day we're able to get this mount in the game, I would be more than happy. Then at number 5, I think one mount that we really need in the game is a Pit Lord mount. I know some of you might probably say it's a little bit too crazy, but honestly, we've had some pretty crazy mounts over the years, and I do think a Pit Lord, or at least a mount that looks like a Pit Lord, would be super badass and something that again a lot of players would use. So here, just to give you a few examples, for instance, I would really love something like this one, or maybe even something like Manoroth. Again, of course, Blizzard would have to adapt it a little bit in order to put a saddle on it and to make sense, but still, I think it would be extremely, extremely badass to have one of these Pit Lord mounts added into the game. Now at number 4, and this time I think this is something everyone will agree with me, we need some dog mounts into the game. And this is something that was data mined actually recently on WoW. Blizzard apparently is already planning to release some dog mounts, but still I think we need a lot of different type of species of dogs, and this is really something that hopefully will happen soon. So as you can see, back in patch 10.0.7, all these different dog mounts were data mined, and so it means that definitely we will be able to get them in the near future. We still don't really know when or how, but probably they will come from a reputation or something like that, because there's tons of different colors available. So these are really, really nice, and I do really like this model. Next to that, for instance, we have this really nice corgi mount. This one was designed as part of a student challenge contest organized by Blizzard, and this is Mackenzie Cade who designed this really nice mount. So definitely something that I think a lot of people would be happy to get. And keep in mind, people really love corgis. Just to show you the extent to how much people want this type of mounts in the game, someone even made an entire fan fiction expansion for World of Warcraft called the Corgis Unleashed. And as you can see, there's even on Wikipedia an entire page. So I think it's fair to say that people will be happy if we manage to get this type of mounts in the game. Same here, some people, for instance, reuse the pet corgi, the lava one, as a mount, especially working super well for gnomes. And finally, another cool mount is this one that was drafted by Adria Navarro. And as you can see, it would be this really cool San Bernard's mount, and definitely something again that I think looks really nice. After that, at number 3, another animal that I'm surprised we never had as a mount is the monkey and the gorilla. I think, again, these are really classic animals that we've had since Classic WoW, and I would really enjoy having them as a mount in the game. So here, honestly, I wouldn't mind having some of the new models. As you can see, we have this one right here. For instance, this one looks really, really nice. And even some of the different old models will still be interesting. So definitely, I think there is a huge potential for gorillas and monkeys to be used as mounts. But so far, this is something that Blizzard never really considered. So who knows, maybe in the future we will get them. Now, at number 2, another mount that I really, really want to see added into the game would be the Charred Behemoth from Shadowlands. So these are these big mobs that were available in the MO and also in some of the different raids from Shadowlands. And I do think they would look super, super cool as a mount. So for instance, here, as you can see, this is really the guy I have in mind. I think this looks absolutely insane, and you could easily just remove some of the spikes and then just add a saddle right here. And it wouldn't be so weird because we already have so many of these different giants mounts in the game. So I really don't think it would be weird. And for instance, here, as you can see, this person, Serkan Ozyurt, drafted a mount using the elemental mount from Nighthold, and basically, as you can see, this is something that could definitely work really well. So either using a model like this one or really trying to use the original model, I think will make a lot of players happy. Finally, at number 1, I want to talk about the ducks. So before Dragonflight, we never really had ducks into the game, even as just pets or as just normal creatures out there. And since then, we've had a lot of different ducks everywhere. And so I think it's finally time for us to get a duck mount. So I don't know exactly how they would be able to introduce it into the game, but I think, again, it would be a really nice mount to have with us. And as you can see, I'm not the only one who agrees with that, and someone even putting themselves on a duck just to show you a little bit how cool it could be. So of course, right now this is just a simple duck, but I'm sure we could get some really nice animations and things to make it an interesting mount and something that players would use a lot. So that's all the different mounts that I wanted to mention. Of course, keep in mind there are hundreds of animals, creatures, humanoids, demons, and other things that could be used as mounts in the game. And so let me know in the comments which ones you would really love to see. And also, if you enjoyed the video, let me know, and I'm more than happy to make a part 2 because I have many other things that I already thought about that could be also amazing mounts in the game. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime I wish you all a great day. Bye!